Thanks, Rose. And it sounds like a great curriculum in the upcoming conference. The reason we're having this conversation, of course, is because we're drowning in documents. We humans have discovered we have a love affair with email. It's never ending. I read the other day that the average knowledge worker is writing 2.5 war and peace novels, and you know how fat that book is, of email every day. And so the days when you can say, well, let's just collect the documents and we'll read every single one, they're gone in a big document-intensive case. No one can afford the time or the money to do that, and I know that in their heart, most attorneys wish that that was exactly what they could do. But given that we've drowned ourselves, what are the alternatives? And Melissa, next slide, please. So there really is an alternative to predictive coding, at least when you define predictive coding as using an algorithm that mimics artificial intelligence or mimics reading comprehension. It's nice to have an alternative because I've met lots of attorneys over the years who just aren't comfortable with that kind of complex mathematical technology. They don't really understand how the machine makes coding decisions, and so they're kind of loath to turn that part of the legal process over to the machine. They don't know why it does what it does, and if those of you who have used predictive coding algorithms know that sometimes the results are fabulous and sometimes the results are confounding. So what I want to talk to you about today is the highlights of a method that doesn't require that will yield you the same cost and time savings as the machine algorithms without using them, with using nothing more than your human understanding of the nuance and meaning of language, a highlighter, and a Boolean search engine. So the trick of doing this method is two things. The first part is you need to get rid of the documents in the collection. You need to identify the documents in the collection that simply could not possibly be relevant to the issues of the case. And when you think about it, that's exactly what predictive coding and all those machine algorithms are built to do. They're going to yield two piles, a pile that says, these documents might be relevant, not sure, but they're worth reviewing. And these documents, we don't think they could possibly be relevant. Now, a way you can do this without relying on artificial intelligence, the way you can make those two files is as follows. It's kind of a hybrid of the old keyword idea. You know, keywords are a great idea because in order for a document to be about a topic, it has to have words that somehow convey the concept of the topic. The problem with keywords is it's really tough to figure out which documents are relevant based on running keyword searches. If those of you who do this all the time, and many of you do, know that you miss some because you can't think of all the synonyms, and you get too many because of what's called polysemy. The words have many meanings, and you don't get to disambiguate them. And so using keywords to try to find all the relevant documents is pretty tough. But what we want to show you at the seminar is a way to turn that upside down. Using the idea of keywords to find all the documents that couldn't be relevant instead of all the documents that are relevant turns out to be dramatically easier. And one piece of it that makes it really easy is extracting the words out of the collection. In other words, you remember in high school, if it was a fill-in-the-blanks question, it was tough to answer. Multiple choice is much easier. So if you're looking for all the documents that are about, say, meetings with competitors where price was discussed, and you're saying, well, what are all the different ways a document might tell me a meeting took place? If I just give you a yellow pad and say, fill in the blanks, that's tough. But if I show you a list of words and say, hey, which of these words do you think could possibly, in any circumstance you could imagine, convey the notion of a meeting, that's actually easy to do because that's exactly what happens when you read. And language is stored in your brain in a way that's optimized for reading. So if you take the keyword process, turn it on its head, what you discover is very quickly, within 4 to 6 hours, you can identify all the documents in the collection that couldn't possibly be relevant. And doing it this way, you know exactly what words they lack in order to possibly be relevant. So it's very transparent and defensive. When you're done that process, you have the two piles, as I said. The pile that should be reviewed, the pile that doesn't have to be reviewed. In the old days, that was enough. You could just start reviewing the pile that is potentially relevant. But you know, if you have a 1 million document collection today, you could run that, separate into two pile stuff, either by the way I'm telling you or with predictive coding, and have hundreds of thousands of documents left that need to be reviewed. And that's a daunting task. But here's a very clever thing. If you're in a review platform today, what happens generally is that the reviewer is reading the document and they see that it's relevant. They code it to whatever issue it's relevant to. If you make a slight change, a very slight change, if you give the reviewer a highlighter and you say to the reviewer, you know, rather than just coding the document, I want you to underline the language that makes you say the document is relevant, because after all, they're reading something that's informing their opinion. If they'll just underline that language, and then you take that highlight, or in our case, we built a little widget that does it on top of relativity, takes that highlight and turns it into a simple Boolean query. No intelligence, just a Boolean query. And run it against every other document in the collection. What you discover is that you tag dozens of other documents, because language is a social enterprise. We share language with each other. If I write to Melissa and say, hey, the software blew up on me, she writes me back, yeah, it blew up on me too. And what you discover is that if you have a collection, say, of around 100,000 documents as a benchmark, just to use it as an example, the number of times any given highlight is repeated throughout the collection is at least 24. So with a highlighter, instead of tagging and reviewing one document, if you underline the language, what you're going to do is you can tag 24 documents that all say the same thing. And of course, that's 24 times more efficient than reading every document individually. You wouldn't read every document without deduping it, and in a sense, by just adding a highlighter, what you're doing is deduping at the language level. So the combination of these two things, using keywords upside down, and then giving your reviewers a highlighter and leveraging what they see once throughout the collection, we will guarantee you that you will never have to read as much as 20% of the collection to find every single relevant document. So at the seminar, what we'd like to do is show you how to do this. You can do it yourselves. You don't need a vendor. We've built some tools to make it easier that maybe you would like, but the idea is you don't have to use advanced artificial intelligence algorithms to maintain a reasonable cost of reviewing very large document sets. And on this slide, as you can see, is kind of an example of what happens if you take 3 reviewers, each of whom, let's say, can review 350 documents a day. If you had a collection of 150,000 documents and you expected about 15% to be relevant, the question is, at the end of the month, how far are you? Well, the green line without the highlighter, you've captured about, I don't know, 10% roughly of what you're looking for. And if you had the highlighter, nothing, same reviewer, same amount of time, same amount of hours. All you're doing is asking them to highlight the language, and then you're tagging every document that has that highlight at the same time. Look, they're finished at the end of 30 days. That's a pretty remarkable result from just adding a highlighter. So we hope to see you at the conference and get a chance to show you how all of this works. And Melissa, I'll turn it back to you.